What is up, everybody? Welcome back to Sweat and Iron. I'm Graham, your host, and we got another Minisode here for you. I think we're on Minisode number 9. Not too shabby there. We're getting up there, almost to 10 Minisodes. That means I've updated you for 10 weeks in a row. Now, this Minisode is a little off kilter in time because, well, what can I say? I'm a busy guy. Life happens. You got kids. You got a job. You got all these people who recently wanted to be interviewed, and I'm trying to juggle everything. So I'm really sorry I couldn't get this Minisode out sooner. I wish I could have, but life caught up. Anyways, so let's get into this Minisode, okay? I'm really happy with the turnout I've gotten with the 3 episodes for the wrestling series I did. I'm very thankful to John, I'm thankful to Jason, and I'm thankful to Aaron. All 3 guys, thank you very much for taking the time to talk to me. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Each episode was amazing because each episode sort of ran into the other. I tried to put some other episodes in between just so you weren't just like, I don't like wrestling, I want to listen to something else. So I tried to put a filler in there. But for anybody else who's been following along, I just felt like each episode sort of ran into the other one. John's episode introduced you to wrestling, got you into the mindset of what it used to be like, and then you kind of touch base on what it's like to be an announcer. Then you run into Jason, who gives you a troubled background that leads to a story of redemption, an ongoing story of redemption, that he's just constantly striving to be a better person and show other people that it's possible to turn your life around. Then to Aaron, who went from being in like the triple A's of wrestling to the majors, got a major injury, thought that he was going to have a comeback, got cut short, and then went to Japanese wrestling, and now he does the occasional wrestling and is a family man. So it was a very peak story, series line, whatever you want to call it. It had a nice arc to it. Now, I had some nice fillers in there. I the most recent filler was the murder series. I hope you guys enjoyed that. It was a really long-ass story. I was thinking I should have cut it into 2 episodes because you really had 3 different murders. You had the murder of Mark Schiller, and then later you had the Hungarian guy, or whatever his name was, and his girlfriend. And then you had all this, you just had to fill it in with all these little tidbits just so it all made sense and you understand where the dudes were coming from, and the fact that in the beginning they had a decent idea of kidnapping and murder, but then over time, due to drugs and roids and just mayhem, they totally spiraled out of control. So, if you're following along, that's where we're at now. We just ended with Aaron's episode after that murder episode, and going into this week, I'm going to be going into the world of CrossFit. We're going into CrossFit, people. I've got Allie, I've got Nancy. Both are CrossFit fanatics, but Nancy dabbles in everything. She does bodybuilding, powerlifting, CrossFit, and she does massage therapy. So we get into that. But with Allie, we go really deep, nice and deep like. We'd get nice and deep like in the CrossFit. So I don't know why I did that accent, but anyways, so we got nice and deep in CrossFit. We talk about training for CrossFit, finding CrossFit gyms, the theory behind CrossFit, and how it started. It's just very, each gym is unique. And you find out more in the episode. So I'll be posting that this coming week. And if you are following along on Instagram, find me, Sweat and Iron. That's one word, Sweat, S-W-E-A-T, the letter N, Iron, no spaces, nothing else. It's just one big word. And what you can do is find each episode that I post every week there. Now, it's not going to be the actual whole episode, but what I'm going to start doing, instead of giving you guys a teaser every week at the beginning of the week, I am using that teaser as the actual, here's the episode, go find it, and it gives you that little snippet so you actually know what you're getting out of the episode, rather than me giving it to you at the beginning of the week, having to wait 3 or 4 days and then get the episode. So there's that. What else we got going? We got Patreon, everybody. If anybody doesn't know what Patreon is Patreon, Patreon. There's a website, www.patreon.com/sweatandiron. And you can donate to the podcast, and all money goes to the podcast. My first goal is to build up my equipment a little bit. I want to become more mobile so I can do a better job interviewing local people rather than just always using Skype. So in order to do that, I just need a little bit more cash coming in. Support from listeners would be great. I'm not expecting a lot. You can go there, and I'm very low maintenance people. I'll be happy with whatever you can give. So go there. I'm not going to beg. If you want to give. I'll be very thankful. I've got different areas that you could pick. You could pick basically, there's 3 different tiers that you could pick from. Make your own decision. I'm not gonna beg. So just go there if you want. Donate if you want, and I will send you a personal message and follow through on whatever tier you pick. My promise is golden on those tiers, I promise. So let's see, what else other than Patreon? We've got my fat loss is coming along just great. I finally broke the 200-pound barrier, and I say that because I have not seen 200 or below in over 10 years. That's a decade, people. I have not even seen, let's see, so I'm 34 now. That means I hadn't seen it until before 24 years old. So, I mean, I think I was in high school going into college at that point when I was around that weight. And now I am 2 days in a row, 199, in the 199s, the 199.0, 199.8, I'm around there. And for anybody who knows about weighing yourself daily, it's going to bounce around. You can be at 200 today. You could be at 201.4 tomorrow. You could be at 199.8 the next day. It varies, and it depends on how much water you've consumed, what you ate, how much salt you had. I've talked about this in episodes before. So when I say I'm weighing in 2 days in a row at 199 or in the 199s, that's fucking phenomenal for me. I'm not bouncing above 200. Now, granted, it was 199.8 this morning, so, I mean, you could say it's like 200, but I finally got below 200, or I'm at 200. Either way, it's great. Body fat percentage, I started off at the beginning of this cut, 18 to 20% body fat. I am now down to 15 to 16% body fat with an end goal. My end goal, according to Coach Delta, says, and I'm very happy about this, 195 and a body fat percentage of around 13. That's my end goal. So I've got about 2%, 2.5% left to lose in body fat, and I've got 4 to 5 pounds to lose. If I get there, and I know I can do it, I got 4 weeks left of the cut. It's an 8-week cut, and I'm at the end of 4 weeks right now. I know I can do it. I've been really good about the food I've eaten. I have not eaten anything outside of what I've been counting. And I know in previous cuts I have screwed that up. My last cut, I did a decent job of doing that as well. I did not eat outside of the box. You know what I mean? What I mean is you count your calories. You have your meals prepped. You know what you're going to eat during the day. It's in MyFitnessPal. At the end of the day or during the day, you just see something, you decide to nibble on it, and you say, I'll just do a little bit of cardio later, no problem. Chances are you might not do that cardio. You might not get enough steps in to burn off that 150 calories that you just consumed. Thereby, you're impeding your progress. Even if it's just a little bit, you're impeding your progress. So I've learned it takes time to build a routine. I went over that in an episode earlier with Chase. We talked about starting a routine. Some people it's a couple weeks, some people it's 7 days, some people it takes a month. You got to stick to a routine, you got to stay disciplined. Nutrition and the gym. So fantastic. I'm really, really excited about that news. Speaking of counting calories, I have an episode coming up where I talk to a friend of mine. I'm very glad that I got a chance to talk to this person, and I'm happy to call them a friend of mine now. So I'm not going to say their name. Some people might know who this person is without me saying it, but it's going to be a surprise coming up because some people know, some people don't know that I talked to this person. But I wanted to keep it a surprise. But this person has an eating disorder and a mental roadblock as far as progress goes. And what I mean is this person could put in a lot of work, a lot of effort, but they still think they look the same. They don't think that they've made any progress whatsoever, even if somebody tells them that. It's a roadblock in the mind, and some people have that. Counting calories does not work for everybody. I know that I've said before that, it's easy, you could do it, but this was before I did not understand that some people have disorders, and I hate that word disorder, but what I mean is they have a hardship. They have something they have a monkey on their back all the time, that counting calories feeds this problem. And that problem is that they see that number and internally they're thinking, I'm not going to eat. I'm not going to eat. I'm not going to eat. I'm going to wait. I'm going to hold it all in. I'm not going to eat. And then finally they eat, but then by that point they're hangry, they feel miserable, and then that feeds into body dysmorphia and everything else. So it's very one thing leading into the next. And I talked to this person for well over an hour. It's a very amazing episode. I learned so much, and I had so much fun, because while the episode can get just a little, we get into some dark area. We do a good job. We really did feed well off each other as far as humor goes. If we got into a dark area, we turned to dark humor. We turned to light humor. We did, if you like Disney, just a heads up, if you like Disney and you listen to this episode, you're probably not going to like Disney anymore, or you're going to think twice about stuff when you go to Disney. How about that? I'm not going to say anything more about that. You'll find out in the episode. That episode is going to be aired probably the end of April, maybe beginning of May. So right now we have 33 episodes posted, and by the end of May, I'm going to be at or over 40. Think about that. I started this in December. I've done weekly postings. I've done the occasional 2 or 3 posts in 1 week just because of the holidays, and I just wanted to give you guys something extra. I'm having so much fun doing this podcast. I'm having so much fun hearing from people, and I'm having so much fun talking to people and learning things, because some of these episodes I talk to people and I learn things I never knew, or it just gives me a totally different perspective and opens up my mind. So, all right, people, I've got places to go, people to see. This is going to be a very short mini-sode. Once again, thank you very much. Go to Patreon, donate if you want to. Stay tuned for future episodes. Allie's episode coming this week. Very excited. It's about starting the 2 CrossFit episodes back to back, followed by roller derby episodes. And at some point, we're going to do Larry and Josh and the shenanigans. All right, everybody, you keep setting your goals, and you keep at it.